Welcome to part 9 of the Freedom Planet playthrough and more story. Yay! Actually, the story isn't that bad, but the last part, we pretty much went through some kind of incinerator stage because we had to, because the previous part before that, Lilac and Carla got into a little fight with their separate ways. And now, in order to understand, I guess understand why that Lilac's been captured, you will have to play her part of the story. Um, all four of these heroes right here, from what I heard and what I've been looking up, has some sort of playability, so you can play with them. So, and I think Torque was DLC. Which I really couldn't find within the Steam store. It's probably there, but I haven't looked hard enough. I actually caught this game when it was on sale, so I got pretty lucky catching it when it was on. When Steam does its summer sale, that's when I hopped on the opportunity to pretty much just go within that and capture that sale right there. So I was lucky that it was pretty much. I was lucky that I was able to catch the sale when it was whenever it happened. But the stage before this was the thermal base, and within the thermal base we fought some sort of scorpion type lizard boss that we had to go ahead and defeat, which we did. But basically, there's some sort of I think there's some sort of speed run achievement with this. If you defeat the game within 12 of, not defeat the game, but if you defeat the stage within 12 minutes, you'll be able to receive a speed run achievement, which I don't think has happened with any of with any of my attempted runs throughout the stages. But yeah, Torque quickly went into his little disguise thing that makes him look like a platypus. I don't know, but it's whatever that he has going on there. But yeah, this army has shown up again. Shuigang or whatever that's pronounced. Yeah, they're here again, and the reason, if you listen to the general, he's explaining his reasons why he's there and whatnot. So, yeah, the 8th stage, what we'll be going to in just a few minutes here, is called the Battle Glacier, and you'll see why it's called that. Pretty much why it's called that, but. Here we go. They're talking about war and all that stuff, and yeah, so it's more or less story for you folks. What's going on? And as Lilac disappeared, but she has a clever plan under her sleeve, so she's not, permanently going. She's planning something out, and you'll see what she's planning out as soon as as soon as something appears. You'll see what I mean in just a second here. But yeah, I found this part to be kind of adorable that she's helping him out with his height to make him look like he's towering over over him. So yeah, this game does have, like I stated before, it does have its comedic parts and its perks. So you can find stuff enjoyable about this game here. So like I stated before, they're just going over of what's going on, what they need to do. Um, they're pretty much fighting over the stone, and they're arguing over it, saying they're running out of reserves, and the mayor, he's bragging about his city being bigger, and everybody's just getting ticked off at this point. So, and Torch trying to get in the way to stop them from pretty much just getting at each other's throats, and everybody's still getting ticked off. So yeah, and they're on the bridge of war. So they hear something that's making everybody look confused and stuff like that, but you're about to see that thing in the background there. When I first saw that thing, I was thinking, oh man, am I gonna have to fight that thing? Is that thing gonna be a boss? But no, it's you'll see what it is in just a few here. But look at that there. Apparently the mayor can understand this dragon and what it's saying and all that stuff. So like I said, he's begging it not to eat them, but I found myself chuckling at that part because I wasn't expecting that, and it was just a good laugh for me anyway. But look how big that dragon is. But yeah, yeah, that dragon, quote unquote, convinced everybody to pretty much work together and stop arguing. But there's Lilac right there. She pretty much had something to do with that dragon. Pretty much, doing that. So she's gonna explain pretty much that thing right there caused the pretty much just caused the image of the dragon to show up. That thing right there doesn't belong to the main villain. In order to understand where it come from, you will have to play Lilac's part of the story, which you can find here on YouTube. Like I stated before, the reason why I'm not playing Lilac is because Lilac's part has been shown. I've noticed, it's been shown a lot throughout playthroughs. So I'm giving Carol time to shine because I didn't really notice that many Carol playthroughs. So I just decided to be a little different and to try something a little different. So yeah, I'm trying something a little different. Basically to kind of a variety, and I like being different. So but anyway, pretty much they're just going over what they need to do in order to stop Lord Brevin, because he's becoming a nuisance to them now, and they just need to stop him overall, general. Well, that makes sense since he is the main antagonist of this game anyway. So pretty much they're just decided to go in full force. They're gonna pretty much just get the pretty much what Lilac's saying, kill the power, get the stone. So that's what they're about to do right now at this part, folks. They're getting their troops ready. They're about to rock and roll. I mean, people, when it comes to certain that thing right there, that's cool actually. Actually, when it comes to catastrophes and stuff like that, people have a people have the galls to get together or whatnot, but you saying galls isn't really the right word to use, but they like to band together when a catastrophe hits. And I'm not saying that's bad or anything. No, that's not bad at all, but people just do that. And people shouldn't do that when it's catastrophe. People should be doing that commonly, helping each other, striving each other to get better, but it's just when a catastrophe happens, that's when you see humanity's true colors, and it should be like that all the time. But that's my opinion anyway. So, yeah, I don't know if that really made sense to you folks or not, but hopefully it did. At the time, on another note, at the time of this recording, it does seem like I'm getting a bit of a cold. My nose is running, I'm sneezing all over the place. Of course, you folks can't hear that, but yeah, being sick is not fun, and I hope it's only temporary. I gotta start taking like some medication or something because I don't want to be like super duper sick, because when you're sick, truly sick, you can't get much done. You have a runny nose, you burning up, you feel like you can't accomplish much, because you're dealing with being sick and all that stuff. So I gotta take some precautions and stuff like that, so I gotta prepare the body. But yeah, this thing right here is pretty cool. Basically you got lasers and fireballs and rockets, and you just got a whole arsenal of stuff to shoot at these enemies, and it is really raining outside now. It's really getting down. I don't know if the microphone's picking it up or not, but hopefully it's not picking up any of the raindrops hitting the roof, because it is pretty loud. It really is. It's getting down out there. But yeah, in this little thing here, we have a freaking boss within this. So that's crazy that you have a boss fight with this little machine here. It seems like you have a fight with pretty much in the middle of each stage that you do. So that's bananas that they would even think of giving us a fight here. It's creative though, I'll give them that we have that we are fighting this kind of thing with, it's shooting beams and, fireballs, mini Hadoukens all over the place. So we have to just be careful. I'm pretty much holding down one button during this sequence in the first place. So yeah, that boss is out of the way. So it's really finally time to start the true stage 8 of that. That was kind of like a it wasn't even part of stage 8, but stage 8 is the Battle Glacier, and this stage is both beautiful aesthetically and a source of headache gameplay wise. And the reason why I said that is because a certain boss that I'll be facing, that I'll be able to show you, of course, and I'm gonna give you my reasons why this boss was aggravating. But otherwise than that, this stage is visually pleasing to the eye, or at least my eye, at least. But yeah, just let me actually, I should have did this in the beginning, but there's actually a wiki article on this stage itself which states that oh wow, the speed run for, if no, that's the thermal base that I had. The thermal base has a speed run of 9 minutes, which is pretty impressive actually. So let me see here. The Battle Glacier, okay, we know that. It is mountainous tundra located in the north of Shuigang, and also the location of the Dreadnought crash site, as well as a refueling station for said warship. Okay, so that's pretty interesting actually, that that would be here. But I believe you can get a number of achievements here, which all involves clearing the stage within a certain time limit, getting all 10 cars that this place has to offer, beating a certain boss before he finishes a dialogue. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you can do here within this stage, which is also pretty impressive. But yeah, but anyway, at the time of this recording, Spyro has been announced. The remastered trilogy has been announced for the PlayStation, for Xbox, I'm assuming, as the remastered HD collection. It's getting the same treatment as Crash, so I hope you folks enjoy that when it eventually comes out. Me myself, I didn't play much Spyro as a kid, so this collection will give me the opportunity to go back and play Spyro and see exactly what I've been missing out on. But yeah, those things with the missile arrows, these right here, what you have to do is hit them, and they'll go in the direction whichever way you hit them towards. So you need to kind of position these in order to make yourself a clear path, because there'll be some boxes blocking your way. See these right here? You can't hit them with regular attacks, so you need these things to do the job for you. And I'm just getting rid of these enemies because they're annoying. But yeah, just position it right and you'll be okay. But the timing can be a little but once you get the timing, you'll be okay. As for, just make yourself enough room where you can get through, and try not to mess up too bad. But the cool thing is you can get as many opportunities as needed to, in order for you to get it right. So yeah, this stage right here, I love snow games. I love stages with snow in them, like snow stages. That don't bother me at all, aesthetically, in any game. As long as it's done right, can make the stage look gorgeous. So yeah, I always look forward to, in pretty much any game, folks, because I guess it's because I'm in a state that don't really get it. So seeing it anywhere else, whether it be fictional or real, is, I guess I get a slight joy out of that. But I have seen snow before, folks. I've actually played in snow before because I actually stayed in, I actually been to about a total of maybe 3-4 states. I lived in one. I lived in Kentucky for about 2 or so years. I visited Michigan. I've been through Tennessee, Alabama. Stayed in Mississippi for a few days. More like visited for a few days in Mississippi. That place is kind of cool. So if you have never left your state before, I recommend it, folks, because this thing right here, just to get back on track, this thing right here was extremely annoying. This is the only downer I can think of when it comes to playing this stage, is fighting this thing right here, because not only is it big, it's obnoxious. But once you figure out a successful attack strategy, then it becomes, nothing more than just another obstacle. But facing this thing the first time, unless you're brilliant, which I'm pretty sure most of you are, because I'm pretty sure you got through this without any problem, especially because I'm a noob playing this. But yeah, I bet you probably had no trouble with this at all. You're lucky. I don't have that game genius. Well, I kind of do, but my patience been wearing thin these days, so but anyway, yeah, I recommend, like, for you to visit another state, because you never know what lies ahead. You might like that state you visit and then decide to move there, so I've always wanted to go to, or at least stay in, either New York or California. I wouldn't mind living in either one of those states, just for some time, just to see, or but those has mainly been my main two. And if I could live in any country, I probably want to go to Japan, because they look like they have a great time there from what I'm seeing, their culture wise. But of course, the only exposure I get to Japan is like the anime, but that's just anime itself, so you really can't get a good reference off of that. So yeah, I've always wanted to go, and sometimes like I see Japan through people's vlogs too. So yeah, that's one good way to get exposure to it. But I've always wanted to go to Japan just to visit for a few days, just to see how I like it. I do want to make that one of my my life goals, just to go to Japan for maybe a few days, see how it is, and hopefully I'll be able to stay there one day. I don't know, but if I can't stay there, I at least want to visit Japan and get the true Japanese experience. That's just me, though. I mean, I know a lot more people wanted to go to Japan too, but I really want to go, and I hope I'm able to do it sometime during my lifetime. That'd be like a thing I can cross off my bucket list. It's just saying that I've been out of the country. I've been to Japan. I see what Japan has to offer, and then I can tell people what Japan exactly is. So, hopefully I'll be able to do that one day, whenever. But yeah, this stage right here, you're still in the, you're still within stage 8, but you're more like inside a base, if you want to say that. But yeah, it's just, you're dealing with this. This reminds me of just this sequence and being here reminds me of Sonic 1 Starlight Zone. I don't know why, it just does. Reminds me of Starlight Zone for some reason or another. But this part right here, I remember being stuck on this part for some reason or another. I just didn't know what to do. I was confused. So, and the thing is, like, when I get confused in a platformer game, I don't like going online looking up stuff, like videos of what other people done. That's just me. I don't like doing that. I like actually solving, and because when you do something, unless you're like extremely stuck and don't know what to do, but I always get satisfaction of, hey, I figured this out myself. I didn't need anybody help with doing it. So I always get a satisfaction off doing that. And this thing right here is just annoying. Yeah, explode into tiny pieces. But with that gone, you can get that card there if you wanted it, and I think it opens up another pathway that we can go to as well. So yeah, it does. It opens up this pathway, so we can go ahead, get that extra life if you wanted it and need it. But I need all the extra lives I can get. And look how long I've been on this stage so far. 10 something minutes. I'm not getting that speedrun achievement anytime soon. As you can see, like, I have no idea what I'm doing or where I'm supposed to go, so I was kind of lost on what I need to do in order to, you know, progress through the stage and whatnot. So I decided to backtrack a little bit and see if I can go through a different path, and it seems like defeating that boss opened up a new pathway for me to go. And once again, I gotta just go through these boxes right here and progress through the stage. So I don't need to open all of them. I just need to open enough to get through. But in the next part, we're gonna go ahead and continue with this stage, and we're gonna go ahead and try to finish it off. So you folks have a great day and take care. See you soon.